guys, it's Mrs. Dubo again. I hope you enjoyed watching Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. So now I'm going to show you a fun game you can play after you have watched the video. If you have a printer, I put a link on the page that I sent out to a memory game for Pete the Cat and the groovy buttons. You can print it out at home, and I'm going to show you how to play it. But don't worry if you don't have a printer. I'm going to show you another option you can do after. So if you have a printer, you're just going to print it out, and then you can practice your cutting skills and very neatly cut out all of the cards. So you just cut on the dotted lines here, and you will have the cards you need for memory games. So some of you may have played memory at school, and this is just like the game your teachers may have taught you in the classroom. So basically, after you have cut these out, you put them all upside down, and you're gonna turn them over and try to find 2 that match, which is memory. So it's a fun game to play with anybody you have at home to play with you. It can be a brother or a sister, mom or dad. But you can also play it by yourself if you don't have anybody at home. So I'm going to show you that as well. And if you don't have anyone and you're playing it by yourself, it's really just testing your own memory. So once you have them all cut out, you just put them upside down. I like to make sure I keep them in order because it's easier to help you try and remember, which is the point of the game, is to work on your memory skills, where things are if you keep them kind of in order. So they all go upside down like this. And basically, you're just gonna flip 2 over until you find 2 that match. So I flip 2 over and they don't match. So they go back over in the same spot. And I'm trying to remember there's a cat here and there's a bird in a nest here. So if you have someone playing with you, that person would have their turn now. But if you're playing by yourself, you can just keep going. There's Pete the Cat with his guitar and Pete the Cat with his banjo. So close, but not the same. And you just keep going until you turn over 2. There's a button. Oh, and here's a button. So they match and I get to keep them. And again, if I'm playing by myself, I just keep going, but if it was someone else, it would be their turn. So that's how you can play if you have a printer. If you don't have a printer, no big deal. Find a piece of paper and you're just going to make your own. So you're gonna fold your paper in half and then in half again. And then do the other side. So in half and half again. And then when you unfold it, you'll have your 16 boxes. And you can decide what you want to put on them. If you want to do Pete the Cat, you could draw things from the story. So you might want to do buttons. You could do different shape buttons. So you could do circles. Just remember, you have to have 2 of the same. So if this is my circle buttons, I have to make sure I have 2 circle buttons. So when I play, I'm looking for matches. And then maybe I want a triangle button and a triangle button. And you keep going until you have filled all of yours. And then you do the same thing. You cut them out and you can flip them over and play. I would use a pencil because with a piece of paper like this, if you try to use markers, you can see through the other side and then you get cheaters. And we don't want that. So use a pencil and come up with your own. You can even do school stuff, like you may have seen in your classroom. If you're working on your sight words, you could do 2, like I might put 2 that say can and 2 that say the. And it's a great way to practice your sight words, or you could do your math facts. You can do anything you want in a memory game. So I hope you have fun and you enjoy playing memory.